Regis!
Damn it. Locked. No way I got the place wrong. This is it. Gotta be another way in around here.
Agreed to meet a vampire at a cemetery. How much more cliché can you get?
Nothing
Could have left the door unlatched.
What of my privacy? I find it.
True enough. Need to find your friend.
I shall do whatever's in my power. Yet what you want or even need must matter little.
Come on. Gotta be some way.
Vampires can evade detection by the senses, and no divination magic works on us. Even the most precise megascope would be useless.
And this? Could this help?
Wherever did you get that?
Off one of the beast's victims, found by a bend in the river. Body was chopped. Hand with the ring seemed the odd one out. Abruxa had taken an interest in it.
It's Detlef's hand, without a doubt.
Ring's pretty intriguing.
It comes from our home, where we lived before the conjunction of spheres. You might call him a humanist. He saw us vampires as guests here.
Respect? Meaning not to treat us like cattle to be slaughtered for food.
Precisely. And the reason why I, in turn, gave it to Detlef. To remind him of the ideals my old friend championed.
The hand.
You've heard of Kovinaris' theory of tissue memory retention.
Rings a distant bell, but if memory serves, Kovinaris never managed to prove it worked.
He did prove it, just never managed to publish his findings. It's complicated, so without delving into details, it is possible to use any piece of tissue.
How's it work?
We must brew a decoction which Kovinaris gave a rather poetic name, resonance. Once imbibed, it sends one into a trance. This triggers visions of events linked to strong emotions.
Any chance we might see what Detlef?
Indeed.
Can't you just summon Detlef?
If I'm to be entirely candid, there is indeed one. But believe me, we will be better off never availing ourselves of it.
Last resort?
There is a being who can summon Detlef. Possesses the authority, but the very act of contacting this being, well, it's akin to walking a slack line extended over a chasm, an exercise as perilous to me as it would be to you. Full occipital lobe stimulant.
Well, got a few ingredients to choose from. Unfortunately, all are pretty rare. There's Mamoon glands. The closest ones I know of are in Vizima. A spotted white saliva would also serve, but they were culled to extinction over a century ago. Could go with a kobold's eyes, but the creatures are sentient. Rather not gouge one's eyes out.
Given that we lack the time to sleuth this out ourselves, permit me to summon some help.
What was that?
A raven? Rather a common sight at this latitude. Perhaps they'll find one in the area, and I would hazard that a flock of ravens will spy any said creature faster than a solitary witcher would. It will take them some time, nonetheless.
Rarely say no to a snifter.
Sadly, this is but a weak infusion rather than a proper distillate.
Even better. I remember your mandrake hooch. Made people say things they'd have rather kept to themselves.
Now, what could Geralt of Rivia prefer to keep to himself?
Everyone's got some secret.
I agree wholeheartedly. I also believe it wise at times to share one's secret.
This your sophisticated way of asking me if I trust?
I prefer almost always to asking that.
Maybe you should go first.
Anything in particular interest you?
Always fascinated me the way vampires can regenerate.
A difficult and laborious process, but one that's possible, as my presence proves. But I've heard you too had quite the adventure. They say you lost your memory.
For a bit, but Triss helped me get it back.
Yes, you humans are rather buggered in those terms. To strip you of life is, well... We vampires are much harder nuts to crack. If a member of another race kills one of us, we can be reborn when the living bone strikes the deadly blow. Death is permanent. There can be no rebirth. One of the chief reasons why vampires long ago swore never to fight one another.
Got a new life.
Starting all anew is a very broad concept. What exactly do you mean?
Your blood addictions say. Wondering if your body's the same.
All addictions are a form of slavery. Re-addiction's not a risk I'm willing to take, just to test a hypothesis about corporeal regeneration.
Fair enough. Curiosity, that...
Not to worry, Geralt.
Gotta ask you the big question. One everyone wonders about.
You wish me to tell you if the human belief in the gods is well-founded? Well, that I do not know. We vampires differ exceedingly from our matter, that of which we are composed, can exist without form. We require neither a heart, nor a brain, nor air to breathe.
But were you dead?
As humans understand death, yes. It's rather hard to explain. I felt something very unsettling. Something I cannot even name. Only after rebirth did I begin to understand that what I had felt was cold and unimaginable fear.
Can't have been alive then. Sheesh.
Indeed, it's hard to compare to anything I know. Yet you are aware we don't see death as you do. The way you cling to life, we find it entirely peculiar. You are mortals, ergo it's a foregone conclusion. You will die. It's but a question of time. Thus, I often find myself wondering why you try so very hard. To die at 20 years, 40, even 100, what's the difference? They're all but the blink of an...
Depends on your point of view. Man who's got 1,000,000 crowns to spend can't possibly understand one who's only got 20.
Very true. One's outlook can indeed.
Curious what you did after...
As I'm sure you can surmise, at first I was thoroughly absorbed with recovering. As it is, I've still not recovered completely. Yet I was so weak the first year that I could not stand nor move. My Detlef bore my weakness bravely, showed great patience. If not for him, I wouldn't be here. Once I could at last stand unassisted, I set off for Bruges, for my one-time home of Dillingen. There I led the peaceful life of a rural healer and surgeon, enjoying my neighbours' respect and, in fact, constituting the exact opposite of the monstrous vampire.
Back then, yeah. But we parted again soon after. And when the time was ripe, she came back, defeated the wild hunt.
Ooh. Seemed I certainly missed quite a bit while I was absent.
True enough. But it's a conversation we'll have another time. All right, give you one question. What do you want to know?
One question to ask one as fascinating as you, Geralt. Cruel parsimony, I'd say. If you were to die and be reborn as I was, in your new life, would you choose to be a witcher?
See, Regis. Doubt I'd know how to be anything else.
Ever tried?
See, you're determined to get an answer, to find out if I like being a witcher. Just refuse to ask directly. I like being on the path. Like picking up a lead, a trail, and nothing gets my adrenaline flowing like battling a beast. Even gotten used to people treating me like a freak, an outcast. Yeah, not something I think about much, but I like being a witcher.
Thank you for being honest. Honesty is an attribute of the truly brave.
Still no sign of your winged friend.
Dead certain. Let's wait a bit longer. It'll return soon, don't doubt that for a moment. Ever vigilant, even in his sleep. Quite vampire-like, in fact. Are you absolutely certain they don't administer a few of our genes during the trial of the grasses?
Appreciate the compliment.
You were right. No kobolds or mamoons for...
Knew it.
Allow me to finish. You see, there's this spotted white. It haunts an abandoned residence.
Impossible. My brethren hunted down every last spotted white, but...
Then it seems you must revise your knowledge of spotted whites. It seems I know this home it haunts.
Come on, search your memory.
I believe it had a relation to hunger.
Textbook definition of a curse.
Sorry, Geralt. I try not to clutter my mind with the details of every far-fetched tale. What are your thoughts?
A specimen of a species thought long extinct. And a curse. In one place. That a coincidence? Or are they related?
Ah, professional curiosity.
Whites rarely appear in the woods.
What's your point?
This might not be a spotted white after all.
I sincerely doubt it.
What exactly did they observe?
The area around the estate.
Spoons.
Spare me the skeptical smile. I'm but the bearer of this news.
Let's do this.
Do you imagine the white will simply sell you some?
Worst case scenario, I'll bring you its salivary gland.
For a moment there, I imagined you asking the white to spit into a vial.
So, see you later.
Yes, till later. I shall start by perusing some tomes.
Tomes? Thought you were gonna make this decoction.
We require one last ingredient. Alas, obtaining it could prove a trifle toilsome.
All right. Good luck.
And to you, my friend.
Not so fast, Roach.
Your idleness
Whoa!
is chief mistress of vice is all. Then who can say but mirth and...
Great. Mind if... So,
Good luck on the path.
hey-ya!
The dressings, bandages.
What's that about?
The dressings, bandages.
Forget it. Bandages won't do him any good.
What? Oh,
Breathed his last then. Bled to death.
gods.
What happened here exactly?
I was rolling through, fully loaded.
Pretty admirable stuff.
Truthfully, when I saw him, I considered it might be an ambush.
Decent. Before you... Oh. See what... Either... No. Now to...
Wait!
Must have been here he broke his legs. Fell while climbing over the wall. Gates locked trying to leave the property, probably. After he didn't manage to open the gate. Something tried to get out.
The very thought sends a cold wind down my back.
Damn it.
Good.
What the hell's this? Setting for a banquet?
It seems so. What's your suspicion? Did none survive? Gods.
Servant. Stabbed to death. Over a dozen blows with a sharp object. Some post-mortem.
I cannot believe this is the work of a man. It was a monster, to be sure.
Silver tableware. Elven engravings. Throats massacred. One mighty blow. Shield alongside old indented. Ceremonial bowls. Ceremonial. For little sacrifices. Handiwork
Of what?
clearly.
Please, do not say humans.
Burn marks. Something catch fire. Explode. Strong stench. Multiple wounds on the body. All puncture wounds, but hard to tell what caused them. Victim's human, but the attire's elven.
Are you certain? How did he come by it? We've so few non-humans in Tucson.
Doublet scorched. Wriggled out of it, tossed it, then ran on.
Perhaps there's no one inside after.
I know you're in there. Breathing's loud and clear.
They remain there?
Listen, I'm a witcher. I'm here to help you. But if that's gonna happen, you gotta answer some questions. Who are you exactly?
Durant Faucher Plamonton de Sephiran, Lord of these lands. We meet here annually to mark the anniversary of the Elfin homage.
You mentioned them.
Those, I don't know what they were, spirits. It all occurred to us We were staging a scene, the death of paying homage. There was a flash of light that blinded me completely. I heard cries, though saw nothing. Then felt my own ropes. I broke and ran through. They pounded on the door. I thought they would get through. I thought I was done for.
So while reenacting a scene from the past, somehow... Best thing? You gotta do it again if...
Are you mad?
No, don't want it to kill anyone. Precisely why I gotta do my job. Summon it again, whatever it is, and tend to it once and for all. Durand, think I can reenact the pledge?
It was a great, momentous event.
You know what I'm gonna ask for. Need your help. But I'll understand if... No objections? Let's get to work. Start... One last thing, though. My pay.
Understood. Just keep the danger at bay. I will stand, or rather, sit in for King Ludovic.
Divethaf, the Elven King, hosted Ludovic in his... Divethaf laid at Ludovic's feet a loaf of linen and elfin bread, thus granting humans rule over seed-yielding lands. Then Divethaf filled the ornate set at long last. The elfin king grasped his sword and shield, thus symbolically passing command of his armies to humans. Elven King, erect in his pride, drew his blade and dropped to his knees, thus acknowledging his final defeat. Ludovic then spake.
I accept your allegiance.
Ah! Look! Look! The statues!
Impossible. God's mother!
The sculptures, they came alive.
Dunno. Specialize in killing monsters.
I may know what happened. The statues, you see, once stood in the palace of one Defethov. I acquired them a month past. This Defethov was to pay tribute to humans, producing statues of this sort each year. Yet he did so but once, for he perished in the massacre of non-humans at the foot of Mount Gorgnit. He did too, as Defethov had planned Ludovic's downfall. For he sculpted not statues, but columns that masqueraded as such. Columns activated with words said in homage. Columns that would have turned the king and his bodyguards into so much colorful confetti.
Typical. Treachery embodied.
You're no better. Elves were just defending their territory. You humans took it, but you still weren't sated.
You? What does that mean?
Yeah, in a way. Just ashamed to have to admit it sometime.
Your words? They're wrong, Witcher. But I'll not let you leave empty-handed. Take this.
Farewell.
Here our paths diverge.
Our guests. Never a good omen. Strange. Get a sense that the spoons are beating out some kind of rhythm. A message. Trying to tell me something. None shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall sate you. Never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror. Sounds like a curse, all right. Somebody's clearly obsessed. Regis mentioned the place might be cursed. What a pigsty. Need to search it thoroughly. Find a way to collect some white saliva. Spoon's incredible. The craftsmanship. Must have graced a rich man's table. Poor girl. Realized she was changing into a monster. Recorded it in her diary. Poignant. Smashed mirror. As if someone couldn't stand to look at themselves. The monster. Journal's author, maybe? No spoon you have shall sate you. Whatever lives here treated that literally. Still searching for the right spoon. White's obsessed. Real collector. Thoroughbred. A spoon key. Sophisticated crafting. Tag bears a description. White's a true collector. Skeletons. Doubt they came here willingly. This had anything to do with the curse? None shall sit and dine with you at your table. It'd make sense. Woman's name scratched into this wooden spoon. Romantic. No claw or fang marks. Probably choked to death. Broken neck. Indentation in the skull's lateral surface. Smacked in the head with something heavy. Right arm bit right off. Teeth all knocked out. Actually does seem like a White's lair. Bit atypical, but still. Cauldron should be somewhere around here. Another spoon. Yep, just as normal as the last one. White's obsessed. A real collector. Thoroughbred. Cauldron I was looking for. White's not particularly tidy. Cauldron's empty, unfortunately. Regis needs some brew. Afraid he won't get that. No choice but to hide and wait for the saliva glands and their bearer. Need a spot that'll let me observe the cauldron. Spoon, pretty ordinary. Maybe a little old. Table's set. White who lives here is getting ready for some sort of feast. White that lives here, definitely afflicted by a curse, and it's been trying desperately to lift it.
Not gonna hurt you. Wanna help? I've seen the words of the curse on the walls. Think I know how to lift it.
tried to bring folk here, convince them to sit at the table with you, right? Well, I'm gonna be your guest now. Your willing guest. Just need a bit for Regis. And now we'll tend to you. Need to get this right. Words of the curse were, "None shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall sate you. Never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror."